What up, people? Kamari Ellis here. This is the Finance Rebel Show. Y'all know I've been doing these special editions, tax season editions of the show, just to keep everybody kind of lockstep in tune with what's going on with everything. You know, yesterday I dropped in and I told you that it's probably a good idea to wait to file your taxes if you got unemployment benefits, because Congress is making changes and who knows how long those changes are going to take. But I wanted to talk to you about something else today that was tax related, but it's a little bit deeper, right? It was something I kind of went through and I just wanted to share it with anybody, right? So the title of today's video podcast show is how entrepreneurs can avoid their biggest mistake. Now, I'm wondering if anybody that's listening within the sound of my ear, can you guess what an entrepreneur's greatest mistake is as it relates to taxes, right? What is their biggest mistake as it relates to taxes? So today I want to talk about that a little bit because I kind of went through that a little bit myself. Not for me. Well, I kind of go through for me, but for my client. All right. So I'm not even going to bury the lead, y'all. The biggest mistake most entrepreneurs make, they don't do good books. Their bookkeeping sucks. It's terrible. Now, a lot of people say entrepreneurs, small businesses, they miss out because they don't have access to capital. But guess what? It's hard to get access to capital when you have terrible books. A lot of the PPP issues, a lot of people that were denied for PPP, a lot of people that were denied for EIDL, a lot of times they missed out because their books were terrible. And so since their books were terrible, they had no way of figuring out what their deductions were. Jose in the comments said taking out too many deductions. Now you should take out what your legal amount is. But, you know, I see people take out too much, too little. Sometimes I see people take instruction from mortgage people based upon trying to get a mortgage. And some mortgage people will tell you to lower your deduction so you can show a higher income to overall appease the mortgage companies. That's illegal, by the way, folks. Just letting you know that. But, you know, again, the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make is not doing good books. Why do I say that? Because when it comes time to do your taxes, you cannot compile your taxes to file them in an orderly fashion. I'm going to say that again. You cannot compile them in an orderly fashion. Well, why does that matter? Well, you're dreaming up numbers if you're not doing a good job. By the way, keeping good books lets you know, if one, that people are stealing from you if you hire employees. It'll let you know if you're paying too much for goods and services. It'll let you know if you're paying too much in tax, and maybe you can implement some tax planning strategies to lower your tax planning. It can let you know if you are charging too little for your product. I can't tell you how many entrepreneur clients of mine undercharge their products. I have a friend of mine, a client of mine, because I'm like really, really infatuated in the e-commerce space. And so within the e-commerce space, Shopify is like the king. And so I have access to a couple of my clients' back office. You can run a lot of things in there. But I saw them do a sale and we talked about it because I've been on them about increasing their prices. Why can I talk about increasing their prices? Because I know their margins aren't the greatest. So what I did was, and they gave me permission, I didn't just do it like willy-nilly. I wasn't cavalier just going and changing stuff. But what I did was I went on and increased some prices off of something that they just dropped by 25%. And it helped them. It helped them immensely. But that was a function of books. Now, what brings me to talk about this today? So, like last night, over the weekend, I'm working on a client's books. Now, the client actually has no idea what I do. They just say, here, Kamari, go ahead and take it. Handle it. They understand the importance of it. But one of the biggest things, one of the biggest mistakes, right, as we go underneath the hood, as we kick the tires, is that oftentimes, right, not in this case, but oftentimes I will see books that aren't reconciled. All right. And so the issue I had over this weekend and today was having problems reconciling some books. Now, I got saved. I got saved because a good tax friend of mine helped me out. Came, whipped it up. Matter of fact, her name is Niall. She's dope. She's like the QuickBooks queen. She's all over their commercials and all over their stuff, right? But she came in and she did her normal superwoman routine. She flew around me a couple of times. She said, click this, click here, go there, go there. Mind you, I did everything right. However, I had done like something weird and kooky inside of QuickBooks and I couldn't figure it out. She came through and she fixed it like that. Now, I'm blessed because I have that resource that I can tap into. But how many other people don't have that resource when they're going through their books? How many people, because this is a major part of bookkeeping, and I'm going to break down what exactly reconciling is, because I know everybody will like, oh, that's so boring. I don't want to talk about that. That's not about making money, but it actually is about making money, right? Because actually what reconciling is, it's actually going through and making sure that everything's true. And what I mean by true, they say that in contracting and carpentry a lot, is that all your deposits are there, all your payments are there, nothing's been duplicated, nothing's been added. You will be surprised how many books I come across when people have not reconciled their books and there's several duplications or there's several things missing. So the books never add up. And then a lot of times what happens is you will either over-report revenue, sometimes called sales, sometimes called receipts, right? Or you will miss out on some tax savings, some tax deductions, or, right? Because remember, I talked to y'all about all these other things that bookkeeping is important for. Or you will miss out on knowing if somebody's stealing from you, knowing if you are overpaying too much on a product or service, right? I can keep coming back and saying those same things over again because they're all connected. They're all connected. So, I venture to say that bookkeeping is important. And then again, taking it a step further, reconciling your reconciling your books is paramount, right? It's super duper important. So I would impress upon everybody who has a business, who's really serious about business, do your books. Pay somebody to do your books. I don't even like doing my own books, but they get done. But pay somebody to do your books because, again, you're missing out a lot. You're missing out a lot of data. You will be surprised of the data that you will get just by doing your books, just by looking at the numbers. And I get it. People are going to say, well, I'm not an accountant. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not a numbers person. I'm not a finance person, but you're a business owner. So if you're a business owner, you're an accountant, you're a bookkeeper, you're a numbers person, you are a finance person. If you're not any of those things, you're not really in business, and you might as well stop wasting your time, go back and get a 9-to-5 and keep it pushing and live your best life. Because again, if you aren't going to be dedicated, right? And I get it, like money might be tight, time might be tight. I get it. But if we're going to be talking about how to get it, how to be real rebels, how to figure out how to take it to the top, you got to do your books. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts. All right. So listen, y'all, as you all are listening to this on the podcast, as you're watching this on YouTube, as you're watching this on Facebook and Instagram, be sure to double check your books. Double check your books. All right, folks. Like I said, I'm not going to stay on too long. I'm going to be gone, but I got a quick announcement. Y'all probably see me do a lot of things with Courtney, the Ivy investor, Courtney Richardson, AKA my tax sister, another one of my tax sisters. We are launching a course. It's called Unlocking the Tax Code for Black Entrepreneurs. Again, Unlocking the Tax Code for Black Entrepreneurs. I'm tired of seeing all these jackleg people out here giving y'all terrible advice, like everybody needs an LLC, like everybody needs an S Corp, like everybody needs a corporation. None of those things are true. So I said, Courtney said to me, Kamari, let's team up. Let's do this thing. By the way, I'm an enrolled agent. So I serve at I serve at the pleasure of the IRS to represent tax professionals, taxpayers in front of them. But guess what? Courtney is a tax attorney. So we have the best of both worlds. Courtney's got close to 20 years of service in financial services and law. I've got over 20 years and over financial services combined. We're close to 50 years of service. So our first master class is going to be March 17th. March 17th. The link is in the bio. You can go in on it and enroll into the class. There is a $50 early bird discount. So when you go to log in, just click the early bird discount. Make sure you put in early bird in the discount section rather, and you will get $50 off. All right, folks. I see there are a couple of questions. I wasn't going to do too many questions, but I'm just going to take a couple real quick. All right. So Success J on IG says, can you file an amendment tax return online? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And let's see here. Let's see. All right. So Miss Elegant Design says, it's Edith. What advice what advice to do? Reconcile. Right. Reconcile. So there's a function inside of every accounting package, right? There's usually a little button that says a reconcile. Basically what that means is you're going to go through let me back up. When you reconcile, you need to get your bank statements. You need to go through each line and confirm that all of your transactions are present in your software. And make sure, because I've done this, right? I've done this. Sometimes I have uploaded credit card statements in the wrong fields. And that's because people didn't give me access. It's a whole story, right? But the payments were looking like deposits, and the actual expenditures were looking like expenses, but it was all off. It should have been reversed. So it was a whole catastrophe, and I had to go back and redo it. But if you go through your bank statements and you follow line by line, and you make sure everything's there, all the pluses, all the minuses are where they are, and you make sure they're all in place, you'll be good. You'll be good. All right. So so I got all the questions. Yes. Reconciling your books is paramount to having a successful business. All right, folks, I'm not going to be on too long. I'm about to get off right now. Listen, do me a favor, help me out. Spread the word about this class. Me and Courtney are trying to help as many people as possible. I can't tell you how many times I talk to people that have followed the advice of some guru out here. And listen, some of these people are on TV. Now, y'all see me get TV play every now and again, but I try to stick to the law. Some people take some liberties. I'll just say that. Some people take some liberties, and they're going to have a lot of people jacked up. But all right, everybody have a great night. I will be back soon. I'll be back tomorrow talking more about taxes. So you all have a great night. Make sure you get your taxes done. If you can't get them done, file an extension. If you got unemployment last year, you probably should file an extension anyway. All right, folks, I will talk to you soon. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.